how we turned habits into consistent clients. So that's what I'm gonna share with you. And one of those things I wasn't gonna uh, point out to you today, which is not on my presentation, but which is very important, is clarity. So Laura caught up on the clarity bit. There are so many clarities that we need to normally get on with. So the first one is what your niche is. What are you selling? Okay. People don't have clarity about that. So if you don't know exactly what your niche is, you need to drill it down and get more clarity on that. Without having clarity, it's going to be very difficult. Then the next one is who your ideal client is. Laura explained that. Amazing. And then what are their pain points? So without knowing their pain points, you can't probably talk to them, because when you talk about the pain points is when they raise their hands or when they react. Okay. So if we go to our platforms, I would rather do it without the presentation. I think that's probably better if you guys don't mind. Yeah. So when we go into where they are, so when we know the ideal client, um, try to know them like a friend. Name them if you can. Create an avatar. Okay, this is my ideal client is could be James. It could be Jane. Okay, and then what does he wear? What does she wear? Where does he live? What does he do? So go into details, not only demographics, but go into psychographics if you like. And then you know what they think about, what their pain points are, what keeps them awake at night. Now we can go into our platforms and talk about their pain points. What happens when we do that is they can't resist. They will say something. Oh, that's me. Or they will like it. They will share it. Sometimes you can run a poll on your platforms. I'm talking about social media marketing here, right? So how you can approach your ideal clients. Because if we try to market, say, oh, I have a book. Oh, look at this book. This is amazing. Please buy it. You're not going to get any attention, are you? Because no one bothers, right? No one cares about your book, right? They only care about their problems. So the way to get their attention is by talking about them, not about us and what we got. So what we do is go and talk about their pain points and give them some solutions, give them some tips. So most of the people, what they do is they talk about themselves and then keep posting, no attention, no one is liking our posts, no one is sharing, nothing is happening, no one is coming to me. Why is the question, right? Most of us have in the initial periods. We are like, okay, posting every single day, expecting people to come to us. It doesn't happen. So if we go do this, most of the time, what happens is you get people's attention. And now you create kind of a value ladder, if you like. Let me explain. So you take them to somewhere you have kind of control over. For example, it's a Facebook group. So if you have a Facebook group, invite them to the group. Now they are in your Facebook group, so you don't have to go looking for them. You can post something and they will see on your Facebook group. Is that clear? Am I making sense?
You're kind of talking
Right.
about like a funnel, right?
Absolutely. So this
Yeah.
is kind of the bottom of the funnel or bottom of the value ladder. So first thing is to understand if they are the right client. So if you don't know your ideal client, you can't do that. So that's why Laura explained your ideal client. That's the most important thing. When you know your ideal client, their pain points, you invite them. So you talk about their pain points, and then they respond. When they respond, you invite them to your Facebook group. That's one place. If you have a funnel, you invite them to the funnel. If you think you can give something free, like a lead magnet, like an ebook, a small, maybe even some tips, you know the pain points, so you know the solutions as well. You don't have to give the book, but instead you give a gist of the book, right? Something to bite into, and then you can get their email address. If you have an email marketing campaign or emails setup or email platform that you use, you can get them to subscribe to your email list. So that's one thing. You can get them into your funnel. But when you try to get them into a funnel, try to give something rather than ask them to buy first of all, because people are reluctant to buy. So they don't want to buy unless they get something first. So if you give something in exchange for their email address, then that will help. And the third way is getting them into a Facebook group. That's probably the easiest one, and you can grow it, you can nurture it. So think in a broader perspective. If you have a book, but you have another offer on top of that, like a I don't know, a course or one-to-ones. You are a coach, so the book is relevant to your course as well. So you get people onto the Facebook group, and then from there you nurture them up. You take them up through the value ladder. So that's the kind of process that we follow. So in order to follow that process, we have some habits that we like to create. So like when you maintain some sort of habits, then they get engraved and you don't have to put more effort to doing it because it's a habit, right? So you do it on a daily basis. This is like brushing my teeth, right? So you wake up, you have to do this. So you don't go to bed without doing it. When you do these things consistently, what happens is consistency compounds. So that's how you get the results. So one of the things that we do is post every single day. But when it comes to posting, don't just post for the sake of posting. Try to give value. At least have the 80-20 rule where you give 80% of value and 20% you say something about your offer. You can talk about your offer, but give about 80% out. And then they will start following you. So that's how you build the following. That's how we do it. And the next thing we can do is connecting with people. So we have this system, which we call it AECTC method, which is A for attention, E for engagement, C for connection, T for trust, and then at the end, the call, booking the call. So if you have so what we have is booking the call is the call to action that we have. So if you have a different offer, you can have that call to action at the end. But first should be getting attention from the right people. So for you to get the right attention from the right people, you need to know the right people, which are your ideal clients. So going back to Laura's explanation, so that's how important it is to know your ideal client and then engage with them, because if someone comments on your posts or anything, they sometimes they expect you to respond. So if you leave them uh, without responding, that means that they're losing the trust and they're losing the connection. So try to respond to them. So that's the second thing. So responding is also important. I know this is going to sound like it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of your time, right? I'll come up with a solution at the end, but yeah. So engagement is the number two, and then connection. Why do we have to connect? We know, okay, these are probably ideal clients or potential clients, and then we connect with them before we can sell. The reason why we connect is we want to find out a little bit more, because no one likes the first time you see them trying to sell you, right? So it's the same thing. So you want to connect, and then the next thing is building the trust. How do we build the trust? By providing more value, by asking the right questions. So what we do is we go to the platforms. It could be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever it is, and then we communicate with them asking the right questions. I will get to the habits at the end. So the connection, once you get the connection done, you build the trust by providing value. And when you are sharing content, I would normally share a lot of testimonials too, if I had some, because the more testimonials you have, the more um, authority you're going to build. So that's something that's valuable. And I would, if I had, say, 10, I would share at least two a week and then rotate it. So after the 10 is gone, we go back to the first two and then go every week. Because not everyone is on social media 24/7, right? So they might not even see it. And even if they see it, they might not realize it. And sometimes, if you post the same thing, they only see it when we post about 3 times. I'm pretty sure I saw this last week or the week before. Now they're going to click because they have seen it several times. The first time they're going to ignore anyway. So that's why you need consistency. So consistency is one of the habits. So how to be consistent is by posting every single day, not about you, not about your book, but about the pain points of the ideal clients and how you can give value. So that's how they will follow. Oh, this person is sharing a lot of valuable things. Let me see what this person's got. Okay, let me go to James's profile and check him out, where what he's doing, or go to Debbie's profile and then they see, oh, Debbie's got a book. Let me click on this book and see what it is, and then they might see the chapters and they might decide to buy. So these are ways that we get clients. Sometimes we only talk about them and they have gone through. I had a client a couple of weeks ago from he's from Australia. He's a very big coach, and we had a call. On the call, I was trying to show him the testimonials, and he said, "Don't worry about the testimonials. I've gone through the website. I have checked every single testimonial. I've played every single testimonial." And I'm like, "Wow, this is the first time." So that's what happened, and they know about you. So that's what you want. For that, you have to be consistent. So once you build the trust, then they become kind of a warm lead. Now, what we do is we ask the question, because if you have a very good answer or a solution to a problem, most of you have a solution to a problem, right? So if you have this ideal client in front of you, would you feel guilty to sell? If you feel guilty to sell, if you feel like, oh, if they don't want, I'm not going to give it. If you feel like that, you're doing a disservice. Okay. The reason why I say that is because it's like this person in front of you is struggling with something, right? Say he or she wants something to be cured, right? Maybe it's a disease, for example, right? You have the medicine with you. Why not give it? I would push and give. If I see the ideal client in front of me, and if I know that this person needs my help, I would do whatever it takes to give it to them. Sometimes I see a lot of people, they're like, oh my God, uh, I don't want to be a pushy salesperson. Why not? Because if we have a problem with our product or service or the offer or the pricing, then it's fair to feel guilty. But if we have the right pricing, if we know it's worth a lot more than what we are pricing at, then why not? I would come up with a way to serve them. I would come up with a way, like today, for example, there was this lady who said, "Okay, I can't pay this much. I only have this much available, but I want to do this. I love what you're doing. I want to go ahead, but I only have this much." I said, "That's fine. Let's start with that, right?" So sometimes we have to be flexible as well. And when you are flexible, it helps. And it doesn't mean that you are lowering your value or anything like that. It's just trying to help them. and then the next month they will pay. Sometimes I've done so many things just to get them going. So sometimes we have to help them for us to help them, if you know what. Yeah. So those are things that we do. So following up, this is key. Okay. You probably, I don't know, I'm thinking I had no idea how valuable it is to follow up. We have followed up 12 times, 15 times, 20 times with some of these clients who came to us. Yes, 20 times. Yes, some of these clients we have been sending messages like 8, 10, one way, no response. But we have been, that's my wife's talent, or police talent actually. She just doesn't give up. She will just keep sending messages until they respond. And they will respond. And when they respond, they are so happy. And so many clients have told me, do you know why I came to you? Because you were persistent. You never gave up. This is something that I'm looking for, because sometimes we don't just bombard with messages trying to push them, right? We will give them. Today I saw a lot of messages going out. Guess what? They are free landing pages. I just log into my. I don't handle my Facebook. My wife does, and there are two other team members who handle it. And I've seen a gift sent to a lot of people. I'm thinking, what's this gift? I wanted to click, and then I opened it. It's a free landing page. So I think she's asked, okay, who is who doesn't have a landing page? I think that's what it is. And then they have raised their hands. I don't have a landing page. So if anyone doesn't have a landing page, it's a good opportunity. I will, my team will create a landing page for you. Just, I will share my Calendly link at the end, so you can book a call with me, or request a free landing page through Laura as well. That's totally fine. We've done that. So the reason why so this is an example. So you can give something free. In return, what we get is your email address and your name. That's all we get. And we will send a couple of emails asking if you need help with certain things. And you always can unsubscribe. You can say, no, I don't want anything. And that's it, right? It's not 100%. We are not expecting everyone to convert. So it's a number game in a way. So if we send 100 messages, maybe we are happy if 20 open it. If 20 look at the messages that we send, we're happy. And then out of the 20, maybe 2 or 3 might book calls. But it's still giving a result. So you need to go with the numbers. So you need to know, okay, what is my conversion rate? I don't know. Is everyone trying to sell books, or do you guys have anything like a higher ticket than books?
There,
I hope you guys have.
everybody's got an offer. Usually, almost everyone has an offer behind the book. Sometimes the authors have like a medium priced offer. There are a few that have a higher ticket offer. So we're kind of all over the board with that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's good. So ideally you should. Because if you're trying to make money with just selling a book, then I don't know, Laura can advise on that, but yeah, I don't know if you can, but then you have to sell a few million copies, I guess, right? So I
Yeah.
think this is the so yeah, this is how we try to do it. So try to give something which is valuable as well. People try to give they download something from ChatGPT and think, okay, this is valuable. I'm going to just drop it in. No, anyone can create something from ChatGPT, and it's not going to be. If it's not valuable, then you're not going to get their attention. So try to create something valuable that you think this person. So another thing that we do is, I'm all over the place because I'm not going with the presentation, but I hope I'm making sense. One more thing that we do is, when we reach out personally. We don't just send a message, hi there, blah, 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 blah. If I was you, I would reach out to 10 people properly rather than reaching out to 1,000 uh, without a proper message. So if I was to reach out to, say, Timothy, I would go into Timothy's profile. I would look at what he's done in the past, what I see, and then I talk about something that he has done. So now Timothy's like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. He has actually been to my profile. Yes, I posted this. So then Timothy is like, okay, yeah, this is not a bot. So that's the first tick, right? To start with. And then you go through the phases. Okay, yeah, he looks like this guy is actually interested in me rather than trying to sell me. So those are the steps. And then he might say hi, or Timothy might wait for another two messages. So just because Timothy doesn't respond doesn't mean that Timothy is not interested or Timothy doesn't have that need or want to connect with you. Okay. So don't assume that, oh, I don't want to be rude by sending him messages. No, they raised their hands first. So they said they have this struggle. So we are not bombarding people all over the Facebook, right? We look at the people, we filter them. Now we know they have a problem. We ask them, okay, we invited them to the group. Now they are inside the group. Now you can communicate. Now it should become your obligation to communicate because now you have kind of taken the responsibility. Come over to me, I will help you. Now, if I was you, I would try to help them, and they will need it, and they might not be able to afford it. If they can't afford, you should have different levels of tickets as well. So that's why I said value ladder. So offer them the lowest ticket, and no one will say, yeah, I have plenty of money, right? They will always say, no, I don't have funds, I'm not ready yet, I have to speak to my blah blah blah. So you know all the objections, I don't have to bring them up, right? How much time have I got? Am I running over?
No, you're not running over. You're good. About
Okay,
7 more minutes.
okay, cool. So when you where was I? So value ladder, so have these different value ladders. So one thing I do on the sales as well, when they get on the call, if someone is struggling to sell, it's just a couple of tips from me. Um, Start with the best offer, with the biggest offer you have. So when you go with the biggest offer, what happen is they are preparing themselves for the biggest offer. Don't hide the price. People try to hide the price and talk about everything, and then at the end they put the price out, and then they'll be like, "Oh, gonna faint," right? So you don't want that. Get the price up. Don't be scared. If you have a problem putting the price up, let me tell you something. The problem is with you, and then you're gonna share that energy to with the other person. The other person is gonna understand that this person is scared to show the price, so even this person is not sold on this. So if you're not sold, you can't sell. So don't be scared. What I do is, normally if I think, okay, my my services are worth, say, $5,000, I would price it at $2,500. The reason why I do that, I said value, okay? In terms of value, okay, this is the value that I provide equals to 5,000. Then I divide it by two and I put the price as 2,500, because then I know it is definitely more than 2,500. So I can sell, I can convince. But if I think my offer is worth 5,000 and I price it at 6,000, when I tell them, I'll be like, I will be struggling, and they will understand. Oh, it's $6,000, and they will know, right? So these are the things that would be helpful. But going back, show up. So those are the four habits, right? Showing up is first habit, but show up differently. Don't post similar things every day. Change it up. testimonials to get the authority and give value most of the time, 80/20, and then start conversations. Ask the right questions. Be a human. Don't try to sell without creating the connection, so that connection and trust is key before selling, and then following up. Keep following up until they come back. And then if they say, don't send me any messages, then that's a different story. Then we just leave them alone and then reflect and reset. So that's something that we do. So what worked, what didn't work? So take the ones that worked and then use them more. So do similar ones and don't do the ones that don't work. They don't work for a reason. So keep changing and improving them. So yeah, let me just share this. If anyone is interested in booking a call with me, there's a QR code. And
You're good now. You can share.
thank you.
I had a call with him and I can vouch for how wonderful it was.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
So yeah, if you book a call, I will give you the best strategy for your business. And for me to give the best strategy, I need to know what you do and what your offer is. And then if I see anything, I will point it out to you. And free profile optimization, we will give you a guide as to how to optimize your profiles. Done for you lead magnet. So for your business, I'll get my team to create a lead magnet, a free book landing page if you don't have one, or free landing page. So these you will get anyway, okay? If you book a call, and then a free marketing plan. And then if you want to go ahead with us, you can decide on the call. Yeah, this is the QR code, and we only have 5 spots at the moment because we recruit team members accordingly, because we can't take team and keep them paying the salaries. So we only have 5 spare capacity at one time.
That's a massively huge free offer to you guys. I would run to this. I mean, of course, he can only do 5. This is a lot of time, energy, and effort that he's putting into these 5 people. So
the first 5 will get it.
yeah,
We
it's
put it that
awesome.
way. So the action takers, I think that's probably the best way, right?
The action takers. Action taking is a success strategy, y'all. Chaminda, thank you. Can we open it up to a couple of questions?
Absolutely. Do you want me to leave
It's
it or
Natalie, are you not seeing it on the screen right now? I see it. The big ass QR code that he's got there. I'll text it to you if you can't see it.
I can drop the calendar link if you want on the chat as well.
That'd be great. I don't know why if